Hi, this is Jeff Arcus. Today is Monday, February the 21st, 2022 is week A, and it's around 6:47 p.m. Now, Monday morning normally is, I don't like much the Asian session to trade because of, you know, the moves could be wrong. So, yeah, we are just at the moment, I think, at the London time open and ready to trade. All right, so step number one, just look what the meter we have for this week. So here we got the meter of the strength from last week is the New Zealand. So one of the things that I normally do is look at the New Zealand group, which is telling me where we are. So we look in the New Zealand US. It seems like it's been 3 weeks very strong. It's about to break over there, so that might be one to keep an eye today. New Zealand yen as well. This is a nice setup over there already. New Zealand Canadian I don't try, but it's already flying. Australia, New Zealand, we got a reversal candle on the monthly high, and that's a nice retracement. So normally I don't trade that, but I will be looking today. Pound New Zealand is another setup over there. Now Pound New Zealand is very volatile, so we gotta be very careful. Euro New Zealand and the same in New Zealand Swiss, which I don't trade, but it seems like this group could be the group to keep an eye this week. So we come over here, and so according to the list that we have over there, the New Zealand is the strongest one. So I come and look for the New Zealand group, which is this one over here. And as you can see, the strength of the weekly is being week by week very strong. So New Zealand Canadian, we already looked that that was there. Um, but I don't trade the currency. So we got the first choice will be New Zealand, Euro New Zealand, which is right over here. So on the monthly time frame, we have a very, very interesting touch. On the weekly, we see that we enter into a level of support. Things can happen. Normally it does, and there we are. Now, my rule normally is here. Some people will have different criteria, but I would like for me to wait daily pullback, and then I will be triggered. So what I only do tomorrow, find the daily time frame, and because I would not like to be in this kind of scenario when the market pulls back for, so I always wait for a pullback. So it has to be a positive day. So in that case, I can set up this one ready, Euro New Zealand for tomorrow, which is over there. And and there we are. So yeah. So as we're looking over here, why is not getting the information? So there we are. So yeah, even if it looks like beautiful to trade the way down, I'm still yeah. So it's running the clock. So yeah, as I say, last week it was very successful, and Friday, if you look that I entered again over there, close to try a beautiful night, 40 pips, and that's it. But yeah, so I could consider enter, but I prefer to wait for the pullback. So as we see, the daily is negative as well. The strain, we have the percentage very low, and the close very low, and the strength is minus 78, which is one of the popping ups over there. So then we look in the New Zealand US. So it's perfect as it looks over there, and so we're looking over here, and so I don't know, this line over there is a bit of concerning where we are. It's been going not very nice and smooth, especially this you could consider as a reversal bars. But yeah, so well, so that's where we are. So, and again, so if maybe I would have got to the 1 hour or the 4 hours here, you know, we could say that was a nice entry this morning. Now we do have some kind of resistance there, so I'm gonna wait for the market to break through that, come back, and then waiting for see what happened. Like I said, I don't trust Mondays. So my rules is very simple, just waiting for the right moment. So when I said at least a pullback like this one is what I'm looking for, and as long the weekly is in the place to tell me there. So all right, so this ones will be the next one to keep an eye for this week. And just come over there, come over here, and look that there is somewhere over here. So as we look at the strength is very the close is very positive, the strength is very strong, but we have I want to see this in a negative on a pullback. I can set up the midpoint as well, but prefer just to wait for another date, and we'll see from that moment over there. So we'll see what happened anyway. Then I have the yen, New Zealand yen. So and And there we are. So it's not very clean chat as we can look over here. Uh, Weekly still positive though, so this is it's a bit tricky. Really, at the end of the day, it's been having a lot of resistance bounce from here and could bounce as well. So um, yeah, so I'm looking for a negative day. You know, in We'll see. We look in the line chat as well. We can say there is a nice symmetrical pattern here breaks, but we'll see that one there. So that's another one that is gonna be in my list this week. So the only thing I do is setting up for what is coming. Um, and as I so we look in the strength and the close, and this is positive. I need to see that one negative, and then looking for the next entry at the end of the day. All right, now pound New Zealand, as we look in the pound is being actually having some strength if you're looking over there. So that's the pound as we look in week by week is being strong. So I will, you know, so when I look that kind of uh, currency, pound New Zealand, as I say, is so there it is. So it's been 3 months actually pound New Zealand running up could become a nice sort of support level. This is a nice pullback, and yeah, so we are we gonna turn around over here? So who knows? This currency can be very cruel at the end of the day, and this is the move. So it's playing every single move like that. It's 100 pips moves, and this one 100 pips move over there. 100 pips, 90 pips. So there are no, you have to have big there. So anyway, it's not in my list. As I say, they both are strong. So I will leave it alone. I don't trade New Zealand Swiss and Australia, New Zealand, as we see both are strong. So anything can happen with that currency. So if I look at, oh no, this is Australia, New Zealand. And so there we are. We got a nice sort of kind of reversal. The monthly is been going quite interesting. We have levels here, there. If we just put in over there, and that's been a level so resistant. So it's been for 2 months going up. The weekly is coming down at the moment over there, and we will see what is happening. So that's maybe tomorrow is a nice pullback. We can say we have a very strong trend line breakout. from there in the daily time frame. So that pullback tomorrow, it will be a sign for me that possible trade. But now the only problem I have with this one, and I always hold my breath, is the Australia and New Zealand. It normally has the same strength. So if we look at Australia, it's being strong all the way through as well. So maybe a pull pull leave it alone and maybe there. Then we got the Canadian as number two. So I'm looking for the Canadian. So there it is. The Canadian is being weak and being strong is being weak. Normally, when I look the Canadian, I want to see what oil is doing. Let me see in this platform if I have oil, U.S. oil, U.S. oil. Nice, just to have, here it is. So oil is very much related with the Canadian and the moves. So we are in the $91. We hit the markets 95, getting to that getting to the $100 very soon, and there we are. Now, Canadian here said is weak. The weekly, monthly still strong. We look in the weekly here. Is no sign of weakness. So now one of the things that I always when I look this index meta is if the New Zealand and the Australia are strong, the Canadian is supposed to be as well in that because they are commodity currencies. So I don't like the negative sign over here. It's contradict me what I normally see, and so yeah, that's the only thing that I can look. Plus oil is no the weak. Oil is still. I don't see a strong wick like this one, for example. You see this one is undecided, but that's a wick that it says we're coming down, and then we can consider over there. All right, so on the Canadian, I don't trade the New Zealand Canadian, Australian Canadian either. Canadian Swiss, no. Pound Canadian now as the pound hold his strength. So possible this one would be a currency to look for me, pound Canadian. And let's have a look. There it is, very very strong. So pound Canadian, Canadian is weak, and the if we're looking over here on the weekly is being 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up. So the market is running so without me, and it's very tempted to say I want to enter over there, but I'm gonna be waiting for a pullback. Now we're living a very nice pattern over there. So if we're looking at the targeting of here, we can very easily say, actually here we can see, that's a nice target that we have right over there. So patience, as I said, um, pays profit. So I will be waiting for that pullback on the daily, but meanwhile, then I can really now set up my trace. I know the chats that I have to come. So this is only Monday job, and then after that, I'm looking as we look in the close is very strong. The strain is very strong, and this is positive. So we need a pullback. Oh, I need a pullback anyway, and I will be waiting for that. Okay, I have to pause because my dog was barking. Yeah, so then Australia is strong, so that's the only one would we be looking really. So we go to Euro Australia um, as my choice over here, and we did trade last week the Euro Australia. So looking over there, so there it is. So yeah, all these trades. As I say, always is good to wait for a pullback. You know, um, Pullback like this one. That's what I did last week, and that was quite successful. So it's not pulled back yet. Here we have a very interesting 1 month up, 1 month down, 1 month up. So we are on a support level. Are we gonna be breaking from here? Is basing this somewhere There, who knows if we look in this one where we can see more. Um, yeah, it's a very interesting level of support. If these ones go over there, 3,700 pips, that would be not bad. Bad idea, that one over there, but we'll see. Time will tell us what is happening with it. So my rules very simple. Waiting, even if this one at least need to have some kind of um, uh, pull somehow. So Euro Australia. So there we are. The close is very low. The strain is negative, but the daily is negative as well. And I just gonna be waiting for the pullback, and I will solve the issue with this one. All right. So Euro Australia. Um, so we were looking at Australia's, and then so I have to go where the Australia is here. So that's the Australia. So Euro Australia, Australia US. Um, and there we are. Now that's a nice pullback, but those kind of pullback, as you see, is being quite brutal, is what it says. Um, on the 1 hour, let's see in the 4 hours, we can look at there. Yeah, I would have prefer look at and this business, anything can happen. So same with the monthly, is struggling. We got incredible support levels on the OC from there and to here. So we're looking there. That was the close comes over there. So we are tipping on a big move. So if we're going to leave this area over there, um, there's a very interesting line. Yeah, that's a double bottom of the market. So we'll see. As I say, I would have preferred to wait for a day like that. Like I said, that's Friday. So let's have a look. Maybe it's leaving over there, coming back. But definitely is one to be watching into my list. And I have no problems and issue to try that one there. All right, so we got a positive, negative day as it was Friday, the negative. But I don't see, we're looking on the daily and the 1 hour. Sorry, so that was the pullback, So yeah, but as I say, Monday is not my favorite day. That very easy can set up a buying about here, but I will have patience to wait for the proper daily this week daily pullback, and that will be the one to look at the end of the day. Um, Australian yen would be the next one, and I think it would be the last one because then I would have enough for this week. And there we are. Wow, this is quite dramatic. It's been since May last year, Australian yen. So it's not going nowhere. It's bouncing on a range of 800 pips, big range. And even the weekly, is that's a dodgy candle. So we got the pullback over there. Um, but yeah, it's a bit tricky, really, this one. Um, let's look over there. Same. I think the wise part will be there just to wait up, see what happened today, and then maybe looking over there. So I got another EA as well that I'm using, but I don't have the rights to spread around. But any programmer can do this EA anyway. Australian yen, which is I call this one the GMT pivot, and that what it does is draws the lines as I wish from there, and it trades from here. Okay, so the only thing I do is measure this distance. Well, it's 100 pips. over there, a bit too anxious for, especially for that, and that's already broken from there. So if I activate this E8 over here, the next pivot point will be a draw over there. But as I say here, I'll have a patient to wait for. I'm in a hurry to go fishing, so might be waiting. So there it is. So it's positive, then negative is a little bit there. So as we say, I'll be waiting for. All right, so that's our list we have for this week. I think pound Australia will not be looking. Australian USD. I don't know with the euro persistent. We already got few currencies. We got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven currencies already. Um, yeah. So if I look on the euro side, this is the euro. Euro is negative from last week when we did last week trades, and there we are over here. And yeah. So boom, 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 boom. So we'll see. Now, because I gotta go fishing, so I don't know what time I'm gonna be sending this video. Maybe when I come back, I need to compress it so I can put it in YouTube. But anyway, so I don't know for how long I will be doing these videos, but I just wants to give a live demonstrations to everyone how the weekly candle close really works and how easy is really this strategy, to follow the strength of the weekly at the end of the day. So if here I'm looking, Euro pound possible will be the one to look. I don't try Euro Swiss and Euro yen. So two currencies that maybe I need to be looking. Euro pound. So yeah, that's in the weekly, monthly is negative. So we got negative. So we want to be waiting for a nice pullback. So like this one over there. So that was a nice pullback and 3 days down. So we'll see what happened. Maybe I will add it up these two over there. I don't know, but wow, look the monthly. My goodness, one up, one down, one up, one down. It's like a yo-yo. This one over here. Anyway, the weekly says down. We do have quite nice resistance levels. Has entered these resistance levels the market over there. As you look in here and as well over there. So when we come over there, we look at that's entered the sun. So that's what last week we did. Pull back, beautiful. 2 days only lasting now. Another pullback at the end of the day here. And yeah, so this was definitely I will be looking the euro pound and the euro yen we say. So the only thing I set up over there to chat euro pound and euro yen, and that's it. And that will be so tomorrow morning, same thing, looking around, see what happened. And yeah, so we're looking at negative. This is negative, so we want it for a positive. And so that would be nine currencies to look at it now. And that will be the total of my list. And waiting for that. Yeah, so negative, negative. So we want to see a positive day, and then look from that moment on. Okay. All right, my friends. Nothing more. I'll see you maybe Thursday or Friday, depending. Oh no, going to Port Douglas on Friday. This is my wife's birthday. Um, so I'm not too sure. Maybe Saturday after the old trace, but I will be showing who got triggered and when we got triggered over there. Okay, have a good time. Cheers.